Right now at noon, a final farewell for Muhammad Ali. These are live pictures of the thousands of people lining the streets today for his funeral procession in his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. Before the procession, the casket was carried out of the funeral home earlier today. Some well-known pallbearers also there on hand as we see Evander Holyfield, Will Smith, who portrayed Ali in a movie.
During the procession, the limo with Muhammad Ali's body stopping right in front of the Ali Center. It paused there in silence for 30 seconds. In about 2 hours, at 2 o'clock, a public memorial service will be held for the boxing legend. We return you to live pictures right now. This is the vehicle. The hearse has stopped just outside of Muhammad Ali's childhood home. Let's listen in.
You know, we were seeing on social media that Ali's home was pink because that was actually his mother's favorite color. So that now makes sense as to the pink home that we've been seeing. We also know that this is right in front of his home. It looks like police are on both sides of the vehicle as it passes through.
And this is the first time we've seen an escort like this. Yeah, this is wound through the streets. This is a very narrow road, and a sign of respect. They want to make sure that people keep their distance as flowers are thrown onto that vehicle carrying Muhammad Ali's body. Again, going down the street where his childhood home was located. We've been showing you the funeral procession here all morning long on Local 10. What a scene. Michael Putney is here with us as well as we continue our coverage here at noon. Michael, what do you take away from what you've witnessed today?
Magnificence. I see a celebration of an extraordinary life by Americans of every color, every stripe, every political persuasion. I think that so many differences have been set aside today to honor the memory of an exceptional man who both riled up this country and then brought it together, who in his last decades of life was focused on inclusiveness, on unifying people, bringing them together, and had a message of peace and love. And now in his final, he is resting in peace, and there is much love for him.
It does look like he just turned off of Grand Avenue. We didn't get to see the home, but we saw the thousands of people, literally hundreds of thousands of people who lined the streets. There were some aerial shots as well, and we could just see the many people who would gather there. And there on the left side of your screen is the entryway to the funeral, not the funeral, rather the cemetery, Cave Hall Cemetery, where the end of this procession will be.
And what you see there on the screen at the cemetery is a field of flower petals that have been laid to welcome Muhammad Ali to his final resting place.
The procession, before it arrives there, will pass Central High School. That is where a photo, probably not too distant from the one you saw just there on your screen, of Muhammad Ali was taken, as we now begin the final stage of this funeral procession. We've had team coverage here all day long. We have Amy Viteri. She has witnessed this firsthand. She was along the parade route along Muhammad Ali Boulevard as it wound its way through. We saw the pallbearers and family members rolling down their windows, clapping, waving, pumping their fists as the crowds chant what they continue to chant here, his name over and over again. All right, let's check in now. Amy Viteri, she is alongside. She had watched what happened as that procession passed down Muhammad Ali Boulevard. Let's see what she witnessed.
Well, Eric, you know, you can see it's very quiet here. It's very quiet here where we're standing. Of course, the procession has made its way through here, but people were lined up just within the last half hour and all clear now, but all of them lined up trying to get a spot as close to the curb as possible so they could catch a glimpse as the champ went by.
Helicopters marked the journey of the man born in Louisville as Cassius Clay, passing places where the legendary boxer spent his formative years. At the same time, mourners filled his final resting place with flowers.
It's a cool experience, you know, especially experiencing it with my brother and my dad. We drove down here. My dad was a pro fighter, so growing up watching him, you know, being surrounded by boxing, You know, it was just, we looked up to him in our family, you know, he was just a good man.
As the procession wound its way through the streets of Louisville, throngs of bystanders chanted his name. Ali planned the service himself to be as open and inclusive as possible.
Just as my father's life was about including everyone and he wants everyone to be there for his passing as well.
Actor Will Smith, who played the title role in the 2001 film Ali, and former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis, among 8 pallbearers at a funeral service attended by an estimated 18,000 people. Among them, a father and son who shared a personal encounter with the boxing great back in 2002.
Just when he kissed him, you can just tell it was very special, right? So those moments are, one in a lifetime. So when we heard about it, that he passed away, I thought, you know what, we got to be here just to thank him and so my kids could, have a special memory in their hearts for him as well, and they passed that on as well.
All right, and people, of course, started lining up here early this morning to get a glimpse of that procession as it went by. And we were here on the ground, and we want to show you exactly what it looked like from our perspective. So you can go ahead and take a listen to the excitement here. So people there shouting the champ's name. Of course, they got even more excited as they saw some of the people who are here in town for this. Will Smith, one of the pallbearers, he was in one of the SUVs there following the hearse, as well as Ali's brother, Rahman Ali. And then afterward, of course, we were able to talk to some people who were standing up trying to get some video of this as it went by, and we talked to one big boxing fan who weighed in and broke it all down for us. Here's what he had to say.
So they deserve it. Both of those boxers made boxing what it is. You know what I mean? That trilogy, Frazier, Ali, best. They don't have fighters like that no more. Mayweather, you need to step your game up. I'm disappointed. I don't consider you a boxer.
So there you go, some strong feelings from a big boxing fan there. That gentleman actually from Philadelphia, and came to town to pay his respects to Muhammad Ali. And then from here, he planned to go on to the memorial service, which of course, as we have been reporting, is set to begin at 2 o'clock. So once that procession wraps up, which I know you all will have coverage of, we will be heading over to that area, and we will bring you all of the events here from the ground as they happen. We're live in Louisville, Kentucky. Amy Viteri, Local 10 News.